Maya opened the folder. As she read, her blood turned to ice. The documents revealed everything. Marcus had not just betrayed her. He had planned her destruction for over a year. Every step calculated. The forgeries were his from the beginning. He set her up intentionally, not just to steal her gallery, but to use her fall as cover for his own crimes. But it went deeper. Much deeper. "There is more," Sophia whispered, tears in her eyes. "The Hensley family. They do not just deal in art. They traffic people, Maya. Women mostly. From Eastern Europe. They use art shipments to smuggle them." Maya felt sick. "How long have you known?" "I found out 2 months ago," Sophia admitted. "I wanted to go to the police, but Marcus threatened me. He said if I talked, he would frame me too. Make it look like I was the one running the operation." She wiped her eyes. "I was trapped. Just like you were. Why are you telling me this now?" Sophia's hand shook as she reached across the table. "Because Marcus is planning something big. Something that will frame both you and Dante for everything. He is going to make you the criminals while he walks away clean. And I cannot let that happen. Not anymore." Maya stared at the woman who betrayed her. She wanted to hate Sophia. But she saw the truth now. Sophia was another victim. Another person Marcus had manipulated and controlled. "What do we do?" Maya asked. "We expose everything," Sophia said. "But not just Marcus. His entire family. The whole operation. We bring it all down." Maya looked at the documents. Evidence of crimes far worse than art forgery. Evidence that could destroy the Hensleys completely. But it could also destroy her and Dante if they were not careful. "I need to talk to Dante," Maya said, gathering the papers. "Be careful," Sophia warned. "Marcus has connections everywhere. Even people you trust might be working for him." The press conference continued. Marcus showed emails, financial records, even photographs of Maya entering Dante's estate. "He knew," Maya whispered. "The whole time, he knew we were coming for him." "No," Dante said firmly. "These documents are fabricated. They have to be." But Maya saw the truth in his eyes. Marcus was not just smart. He was strategic. While they were busy attacking him, he was building a defense. "Dante," Maya said slowly, "what if we walked right into his trap? What if he wanted us to expose him so he could play the victim?" The question hung in the air like smoke. Secrets in the shadows. While Dante scrambled to assess the damage, Maya's phone rang. Unknown number. She almost did not answer. But something made her pick up. "Maya." A woman's voice. Shaking. Familiar. "Sophia." Maya's grip tightened on the phone. "I need to see you," Sophia said urgently. "Alone. Please. I have something you need to know." "Why would I trust anything you say?" "Because Marcus is planning something worse than you imagine," Sophia replied. "Because I was wrong about him. And because I am terrified." Every instinct told Maya to hang up. But the fear in Sophia's voice sounded real. Against Dante's advice, Maya agreed to meet. A public place. A coffee shop downtown. Neutral ground. When Maya arrived, she almost did not recognize Sophia. Her former best friend looked hollow. Dark circles under her eyes. Hands shaking around a coffee cup. This was not the confident woman who stole her life. "Thank you for coming," Sophia said quietly. "I'm here," Maya replied coldly. "Say what you need to say." Sophia pulled out a folder, thick with documents. "When the federal agents raided Marcus's properties, I found these hidden in his private safe. I was not supposed to see them, but..." She pushed the folder across the table. "I think you should know the truth." The calm before chaos. Morning came too bright. Maya woke in Dante's arms, sunlight streaming through windows, reality crashing down. They had crossed a line last night. A line that made everything more complicated. Dante stirred, his eyes opening slowly. For a moment they just looked at each other. No words. No regrets. Just two broken people finding unexpected connection. "We should talk about this," Maya said softly. "Or we could not," Dante replied, brushing hair from her face. "Not every moment needs to be analyzed." But before they could say more, Dante's phone exploded with notifications. He grabbed it, his expression darkening as he read. "What is it?" Maya asked. "Marcus made bail," Dante said grimly. "His father posted $5 million. He is out." Maya's stomach dropped. "Already?" The evidence was solid. "Money talks," Dante replied, already getting dressed. "And the Hensleys have a lot of money. We knew this was possible." But it was not just that. As Dante scrolled through messages, his face paled. "There is more," he said quietly. "Marcus held a press conference an hour ago. He claims he has evidence that proves his innocence. Evidence that exposes who really framed him." "What evidence?" Maya's voice shook. "We were careful." Dante did not answer. He just turned his laptop around. On the screen was a frozen frame of Marcus at a podium, looking righteous and wronged. The headline beneath read, "Art dealer claims elaborate frame job by rival business partner." Maya's blood ran cold. "Rival business partner?" Dante clicked play. Marcus's voice filled the room, smooth and convincing. "I have been the victim of a coordinated attack by Dante Moretti, a man obsessed with destroying my family because of a past tragedy involving his sister. He used Maya Sinclair, a former employee with a grudge, to plant false evidence and manipulate investigators." They stumbled toward the couch, pulling at clothes, desperate to feel something other than pain. For one night, they were not broken people seeking revenge. They were just two souls finding comfort in darkness. Afterwards, lying tangled together, reality returned. "We cannot do this," Maya whispered. "This is too complicated." "Everything is complicated," Dante replied, holding her closer. "But this feels like the only real thing in months." Maya wanted to argue, but she could not. Because he was right. In all their planning and scheming and revenge, this moment of genuine connection felt like the only truth. "What happens now?" she asked. "Now," Dante said quietly, "we finish what we started. Together. But maybe we try to remember who we were before pain changed us." Maya closed her eyes, breathing in his scent, feeling his heartbeat steady against her ear. Outside, thunder rumbled. A storm was coming. And not just from the sky. Because while they lay there, neither of them knew what was happening across the city. Marcus, sitting in a holding cell, was making a phone call. To someone powerful. Someone dangerous. Someone who could change everything. And Sophia Chun, hiding in her apartment, was making a discovery. Evidence that would reveal a truth none of them expected. The revenge game was about to become much more complicated. And much more dangerous. "So was Isabella's death," he replied coldly. "So was your destroyed life. They deserve everything coming to them." But Maya could not shake the feeling that they were crossing a line. Ruining someone's career was one thing. Putting them behind bars was another. She said nothing, though. Dante was too far gone into his darkness. And part of her still wanted Marcus to suffer. They leaked documents to federal investigators. Financial records. Email chains. Proof of illegal transactions. The evidence was undeniable. Within a week, federal agents raided Hensley family properties. Marcus was arrested during a gallery event, handcuffed in front of cameras and former friends. Maya watched the news footage. Marcus looked small, broken, humiliated. Exactly how she felt 6 months ago. But she did not feel victorious. She felt sick. "Dante," she said that evening, "we need to talk." "About what?" "About how far we are taking this. About whether we are seeking justice or just becoming the same as them." Dante's eyes flashed. "Don't compare me to them." "I'm not. I'm worried about what we are becoming together." "We are taking back power," Dante said firmly. "We are showing predators that victims can bite back." "Or we are just creating more victims," Maya replied. The argument escalated. Voices raised. Old pain surfacing. Two wounded people projecting their trauma onto each other. Finally, Dante shouted, "If you want to stop, then stop. Walk away. Go back to your miserable apartment and your cleaning jobs and let them win." Maya slapped him. Hard. The sound echoed in the massive room. They both froze. Then, without a word, Dante grabbed her face and kissed her. Fierce. Desperate. Like two people drowning and finding air in each other. Maya kissed him back. all her confusion and anger and attraction pouring into that moment. His hands tangled in her hair. Her fingers gripped his shirt. "Revenge never feels as good as we imagine," Dante said. "But it is necessary. This is just the beginning." Over the next days, Marcus's world imploded. Major buyers demanded refunds. Galleries dropped his collection. His reputation shattered. Sophia disappeared from social media, hiding from the backlash. Maya monitored it all from Dante's estate. She should have been celebrating. Instead, she felt hollow. Something wrong? Victoria asked one morning during breakfast. "I destroyed a man's career," Maya said quietly. "I should feel vindicated. Instead, I feel like I'm becoming what I hate." Victoria poured tea calmly. Revenge is a journey with no good destination. Only necessary stops along the way. That night, Maya could not sleep. She wandered the estate's gardens, breathing in cool air, trying to make sense of her emotions. She found Dante by the fountain, staring into water. "Can't sleep either?" he asked without turning around. Maya sat beside him. "Did it feel like this when you started? This emptiness?" "Yes," Dante admitted. "I thought destroying them would bring peace. Instead, it just created more darkness." He finally looked at her. "But I cannot stop. Isabella deserves justice, even if it costs me my soul." "What if we lose ourselves completely?" Maya asked. "What if revenge turns us into monsters?" Dante's jaw tightened. "Then we become monsters with purpose." They sat in silence, two broken people bound by vengeance, both wondering if they could ever find their way back to the light. Lines crossed. The next phase of the plan was more aggressive. Dante wanted to expose the Hensley family's criminal connections. Money laundering, stolen artifacts, connections to organized crime. "This will not just destroy Marcus's reputation," Dante explained. "It will put him and his father in prison." Maya hesitated. "Prison? Dante, that is permanent." The first strike. The plan was elegant in its simplicity. Marcus's reputation was built on authenticity, so they would expose his forgeries. Dante had connections everywhere. He planted an anonymous tip with a major art authentication company. They randomly selected several pieces from Marcus's new collection for verification. Maya and Dante watched from a cafe across the street as authenticators entered the prestige modern art gallery. "3 of those paintings are expert forgeries," Dante explained, sipping coffee. "Marcus bought them cheap from a skilled forger in Prague, then sold them as originals for millions. We have documentation of every transaction. Won't he just lie his way out like he did with me?" Maya asked. "He could. If we had not also sent evidence to every major art publication, museum board, and collector in the city." Dante smiled coldly. "By tonight, his name will be synonymous with fraud." Maya watched Marcus through the window. He was laughing with Sophia, completely unaware. She felt a surge of satisfaction. Her phone buzzed. A news alert. "Breaking. Major art dealer under investigation for forgery." Below it, Marcus's photo. More alerts followed, one after another. The story spread like wildfire. Art journals, news channels, social media. Everyone was talking about Marcus Hensley's fraud. "It's working," Maya breathed. Inside the gallery, she saw Marcus's face change as he looked at his phone. Confusion, then shock, then panic. Sophia grabbed his arm, her face pale. Collectors started leaving. Authenticators examined paintings with serious expressions. Camera crews arrived outside. Everything Marcus had built on her ruins was crumbling. "How does it feel?" Dante asked. Maya expected to feel joy. Instead, she felt empty. "I thought it would feel better." Evenings were spent studying the Hensley family empire. Dante had files on everything: business dealings, political connections, secret accounts, criminal activities hidden behind legitimate businesses. "The Hensleys are not just art dealers," Dante explained, spreading papers across the table. "They launder money for organized crime. They traffic stolen artifacts. They destroy anyone who threatens their power. Marcus is the charming face, but his father, Richard Hensley, is the real monster." "So we are taking down the entire family?" "We are exposing them," Dante corrected. letting their own crimes destroy them. We just light the match and watch them burn. As weeks passed, Maya felt herself changing. The scared woman who ran from the gallery fire was fading. Someone stronger was emerging. Someone who could look Marcus in the eye without flinching. But something else was changing too. The way Dante looked at her during training. The way his hand lingered when he helped her up. The electricity in the air when they worked late into the night. One evening, after a particularly intense training session, they stood close, both breathing hard, both covered in sweat. "You are ready," Dante said quietly. "For what?" "To begin." He did not step back. Neither did she. The tension between them was thick enough to cut. Maya's heart raced, but not from fear anymore. From something more dangerous. "Dante," she whispered. "We should not," he said, but his hand came up to touch her face anyway. "This is complicated enough without." "Without what?" Maya's voice was barely audible. "Without feeling something real in all this darkness." For a moment she thought he would kiss her. But Dante stepped back, walls slamming down behind his eyes. "Get some rest," he said coldly. "Tomorrow we strike our first blow." He left her standing there, confused and aching. Maya realized then that revenge was not the only dangerous game they were playing. The training montage. 6 in the morning came too early. Maya woke to a knock on her door. A woman stood outside, elegant and stern. "I am Victoria," she said in a crisp British accent. "Mr. Moretti sent me to begin your transformation. We have much work to do." The next weeks blurred together in a storm of lessons. Victoria taught her everything. How to walk with confidence instead of fear. How to speak with authority instead of apology. How to dress for power instead of comfort. How to read people's lies in their body language. How to manipulate conversations. How to disappear in a crowd or command a room. "You were an artist," Victoria said during one lesson. "You understand human nature. Now we sharpen that understanding into a weapon." Physical training came next. Dante personally oversaw this. Early morning runs. Strength training. Self-defense. Not to make her violent, he explained, but to make her unafraid. "Fear smells," Dante said, demonstrating a blocking move. "Predators like Marcus sense it. You must eliminate fear completely." During training sessions, Maya learned more about Dante. He rarely spoke about his past, but pieces emerged. His sister Isabella had been an artist too. She fell in love with Marcus's older brother, Vincent Hensley. Vincent seduced her, used her connections to expand the Hensley business empire, then destroyed her reputation when she was no longer useful. Isabella killed herself 2 years ago. She was 24, Dante said one evening, his voice hollow. Brilliant. Full of life. They drained her until nothing remained. Maya understood then. This was not just revenge. This was a memorial. Dante was building a monument to his sister from the ruins of the family that killed her. "I'm sorry," Maya said softly. "Don't be sorry," Dante replied. "Be sharp. Be ready. Sorry changes nothing. Action changes everything." Transformation begins. Dante's headquarters was nothing like Maya expected. She imagined a dark office building, maybe a warehouse. Instead, the car pulled up to a beautiful estate outside the city. Rolling hills. Ancient trees. A mansion that looked like it belonged in a European countryside. "You live here?" Maya asked, stepping out of the car. "I work here," Dante corrected, leading her inside. "Living and working are different things. I stopped living 2 years ago." The interior was stunning. Modern art mixed with classical architecture. Every piece carefully chosen. Every corner designed with purpose. This was the home of someone who understood beauty, but had forgotten how to enjoy it. "You will stay in the East Wing," Dante said, walking through marble hallways. "You will have everything you need. Clothes, technology, privacy. Training starts tomorrow at 6 in the morning." "Training for what exactly?" Dante stopped and turned to face her. "Marcus destroyed you because you were soft, kind, trusting. We are going to rebuild you into someone harder, smarter. Someone who can move through his world without him suspecting until it is too late." He opened a door. Inside was a beautiful bedroom suite. Bigger than her entire apartment. A huge bed with silk sheets. A bathroom with a soaking tub. Windows overlooking gardens. "This is too much," Maya whispered. "This is what you deserve," Dante replied. "Rest tonight. Tomorrow we begin erasing the old Maya and creating something new." He left her alone. Maya stood in the center of the room, overwhelmed. 6 hours ago she was contemplating giving up. Now she was in a mansion, planning revenge with a stranger. She walked to the window. The city glowed in the distance. Somewhere out there, Marcus and Sophia were celebrating their narrow escape from the fire. They thought they were safe. They were so wrong. "You will have all that and more," Dante promised. "But first we burn their world down. Carefully. Methodically. Completely." He extended his hand. Strong. Steady. Covered in expensive rings. Maya looked at that hand for a long moment. This was a crossroads. She could walk away, continue suffering, hope justice found Marcus on its own. Or she could grab this chance, dive into darkness, become something new. The gallery behind her collapsed with a thunderous crash. Flames reached toward the sky like angry prayers. Maya shook Dante's hand. His grip was firm. Final. "When do we start?" she asked. Dante smiled. It was not a kind smile. It was the smile of a predator who just found the perfect hunting partner. "Tonight," he said. "Your old life just burned to the ground. Tomorrow we build something stronger from the ashes." He opened the car door. Maya took one last look at the ruins of her gallery, at Marcus and Sophia still playing their roles, and climbed inside. The car pulled away into the night. Inside, Maya felt something she had not felt in 6 months. Not hope exactly. Something sharper. Darker. Purpose. The game was about to change. And this time she would not be the victim. This time she would be the flame. She screamed. Smoke filled her lungs. The fire was getting closer. This was how she would die. In the ruins of her stolen dream. Then she heard footsteps. Heavy. Purposeful. Through the smoke a figure appeared. Tall. Broad shoulders. Moving through fire like it could not touch him. He lifted the beam like it weighed nothing. Strong arms wrapped around Maya, pulling her up. She clutched her mother's portrait against her chest as he carried her out. The cool night air hit her face. Firefighters rushed past them. The mysterious man set her down gently on the sidewalk, away from the chaos. Maya looked up at her savior. He was stunning in a dangerous way. Dark hair. Sharp jawline. Eyes so intense they seemed to see through her soul. He wore an expensive black suit without a single mark from the fire. "You could have died." His voice was deep, with an accent she could not place. "For a painting." "It's my mother," Maya coughed. "She's all I have left." He studied her face for a long moment. "You are Maya Sinclair." It was not a question. He knew exactly who she was. "How do you know my name?" "I know everything about you," he said. "Your betrayal. Your fall. Your pain." He paused. "And I know how to give you revenge." Maya's heart raced. "Who are you?" "My name is Dante Moretti." He pulled out a business card, black with silver lettering. "And I have been looking for you." An offer written in smoke. The paramedics checked Maya's leg. Minor burns. Smoke inhalation. They wanted to take her to the hospital, but she refused. Her eyes stayed locked on Dante Moretti, who waited patiently by a black car. When the paramedics left, he approached again. "We should talk," Dante said. "Somewhere private." "I don't know you," Maya replied, suspicious despite her curiosity. "But I know you. I know Marcus Hensley destroyed your life. I know Sophia Chen betrayed your trust. I know they are inside that building right now watching their stolen." They were erasing her completely. Something broke inside Maya. Not her spirit. Her fear. "No," she said firmly. "Not like this. Not without a fight." She grabbed her coat and ran into the night. She did not have a plan. She just knew she had to see it. Had to face what they had stolen. The man in the ruins. The gallery looked different. New paint. New sign. Sinclair and Associates had become prestige modern art. They had not even kept her name. Maya stood across the street, hidden in shadows, watching beautiful people enter her stolen dream. Anger burned in her chest, hot and fierce. Then she smelled smoke. First she thought she imagined it. But the smell grew stronger. Guests started running out of the gallery screaming. Flames erupted from the back windows, orange and violent against the night sky. Fire alarms shrieked. Sirens wailed in the distance. People scattered in panic. Maya ran toward the burning building without thinking. Years of her life were inside. Memories. Original sketches. Her mother's portrait that could never be replaced. "Miss, you cannot go in there." A security guard grabbed her arm. "My mother's painting is inside." Maya fought against him. "I have to save it. It's too dangerous. The fire department is coming." But Maya broke free. She ducked under the barrier and ran toward the side entrance. Smoke filled her lungs. Heat pushed against her skin. She covered her mouth and pushed forward. The gallery interior was chaos. Flames climbed the walls like living creatures. Sprinklers rained down, mixing water and ash. Maya navigated through memory, finding her way to the back office where she had kept personal items. She found the portrait. Her mother's gentle smile looked back at her through the smoke. Maya grabbed the frame and turned to run. That's when the ceiling beam fell. Maya did not see it coming. One moment she was running. The next she was on the ground, the beam pinning her leg, pain exploding through her body. And now all the blame falls on you. The room spun. Maya grabbed the wall for support. Security guards moved toward her. Cameras flashed. Investors shouted about lawsuits. Her entire life crumbled in minutes. "You will pay for this," someone yelled. "I invested $2 million. Maya ran. She pushed through the crowd, stumbling in her heels, mascara running down her face. Behind her she heard Marcus laughing. That sound would haunt her dreams for months to come. 6 months of darkness. The small apartment smelled like instant noodles and regret. Maya sat on the floor, surrounded by newspapers with her face on the front page. Art fraudster destroys investors. Gallery owner vanishes after $1 million scam. Where is Maya Sinclair? She had lost everything. Her gallery was seized. Her bank accounts frozen. Her reputation destroyed. No one would hire her. Old friends stopped answering her calls. Her family believed Marcus's lies. Maya worked 3 cleaning jobs just to afford rent. She scrubbed toilets in the same buildings where she once attended charity galas. She mopped floors in offices where people used to respect her name. Every night she came home exhausted. Every night she cried herself to sleep. Every night she thought about giving up. The worst part was not the poverty. It was the isolation, the loneliness, the feeling that justice would never come. Marcus and Sophia were living her dream life, using her connections, spending money they stole from her designs. On the 6-month anniversary of her downfall, Maya stood on her apartment balcony. The city stretched below her, millions of lights representing millions of lives. None of them cared about her pain. "Maybe it's easier to just disappear," she whispered to the wind. Her phone buzzed. A news alert. Sinclair Gallery under new management, grand reopening tonight. Her gallery. Marcus had taken even that. He was reopening it with Sophia as the face of the brand. The night everything burned. The champagne glasses sparkled under the gallery lights like tiny stars. Maya Sinclair stood in the center of her dream, surrounded by her paintings, her investors, her future. She wore a silver dress that caught the light with every movement. Tonight was supposed to be perfect. Tonight was supposed to change everything. It did. Just not the way she imagined. "Ladies and gentlemen," Marcus's voice rang out across the crowded room. Her fiancé. The man she had loved for 3 years. The man she trusted with everything. "I have an announcement to make." Maya smiled, thinking he was about to toast her success. Instead, her world shattered. "I'm afraid I must reveal some difficult news," Marcus continued. His handsome face twisted with fake concern. "The paintings you see tonight are not original works. They are clever copies. Maya Sinclair has been deceiving all of you." The room went silent. Maya felt her heart stop. "That's not true," she whispered. But her voice disappeared in the growing murmur of shocked guests. Marcus pulled out documents, fake authentication reports, forged emails with her signature. He had planned this perfectly. Every piece of evidence pointed to her. Every guest started backing away, looking at her like she was a criminal. Marcus, what are you doing? Maya's voice cracked. You know those paintings are real. You helped me authenticate them yourself. He smiled. Cold. Empty. Did I? Or did you manipulate me too, darling? Then Sophia stepped forward. Maya's best friend since childhood. The woman who had been by her side through everything. She linked her arm through Marcus's and kissed his cheek. I'm sorry, Maya, Sophia said, but her eyes showed no regret. Marcus and I have been together for over a year. We needed your gallery, your reputation to pull this off. The real paintings were sold months ago. These are the copies.